I know, karma is such a dividing topic because in one corner we have people who find it ridiculous, and in the other a group that thinks if we send peace and love to the universe, we will get the same treatment back. And I'm here to tell you that there's a quite logical explanation to the whole karmic situation going on. Personally, I never really thought about what karma stands for, just thought it was a bit weird, yet somewhat mysterious. So if I give you my bubblegum, you will give me 2 instead later, right? Sold. Basically, you do me good and I will see if you are worth my time. That attitude will alienate people around you. Karma means action, but is commonly explained as intention of that action. I guess this is a spin-off from this video. Karma is similar to person's attitude. The difference being that attitude is perception from non-control, whereas intention is something that you can choose. Intentions is what ultimately makes up the experience of your surroundings. It can be a rainy day and the common reaction would be to complain and pout. What a horrible timing. I wanted to go shopping. Now I have to park my ass here and die of boredom. That's a negative attitude. My friend is sick and it has been raining for several days now. I should go and visit him. That's a positive intention, to give without any agenda. As being a typical manifestation of non-duality, we can do things out of 2 completely opposite intentions. Mind you, it's not always obvious for people, and there will often come moments when we will be questioned. The most simple example is doing good for someone else just because we expect something back. That's unfortunately very common and not a good starting point. Karma is not about getting points to store as debts or depositions. That's only a metaphorical analogy on how it could be perceived. And the point of such metaphor to illustrate how our actions oftentimes don't result in instant consequences. We don't notice their influence until a lot of time has passed. In other words, our decisions, our actions stack up over time, and the total sum generates in the living condition that we're experiencing now. Of course, children being an exception to this. Simply think of young people, always broke, confused, and have no direction in life, compared to more seasoned population who has accumulated some kind of financial stability, has a clue where they're going in life, and somewhat firm set of beliefs. I'm generalizing, of course, but you get my point. Their current living is a consequence of gradually compounded decisions, and more or less they have what they deserve. Many feel that the idea of karma is bogus because they don't notice effects right away. But if you think about it, popularized law of attraction stems in a way from karmic ideas. Our intentions will define what will attract to us. Like for an example, take YouTube. There are endless amount of people who are starting new channels every single day. You probably know where I'm going with this. I have said this previously. We're living in an era where physical prowess doesn't have any room for survival mechanisms for contemporary living. Mind is the only tool that we have to consider for making it in life. So with that perspective, there's a little difference between you and this one. The difference lies in how much will we have and intentions of our actions. What I'm trying to say is starting a YouTube channel just because of monetary gains is direct waste of time because you won't make it. Because of different reasons. Financial value is a finish line, and if we focus on destination point, we skip the living. And with that remark, we have arrived at 6 points that give a good indication on what karma is. 3 points that create a good karma: generosity, goodwill or kindness, compassion of course. 3 points that will make life to kick you in the butt: greed, ill will or anger, cruelty. And if we put these good and bad points side by side, you will see that they form complete opposites of each other. Going back to the YouTube example, you can clearly see that the value creation refers to generosity, sharing some kind of knowledge, or entertaining moments, more or less goodwill, or compassion in some cases. Shooting for monetary gain is first and foremost driven by greed, because of egotistical personal intentions, of wanting to have just for the sake of it, because I want and deserve it. But do I? Who decides that? Value creation takes time, as to refer the stacking up principle that I touched upon. And to be quite honest, you don't need any patience when you enjoy the process. Everything just flows in harmony. There are many examples that include same action with different intentions. And as you probably guessed it, the end results are completely opposite to each other. You can become a humanitarian and help people in third world countries because you care and want to alleviate suffering. Or you do it solely for marketing purposes, to attain PR. for personal gain. Really, following karmic principles creates a character, being aware for the consequences of the actions that we take. A good rule of thumb for life, if you might. It's important to act from the place of presence. Restrain impulses to say or do something that will potentially bite back. If you do good, you will get candies for it. If you behave unfriendly, God will strike you with a vengeance. Just joking. It will eventually transform onto your living situation. The cause and effect of karma is really simple. What helps to cultivate it is emotional fortitude and having an overall mindful living. It's easy to blame on or elevate this and that, things that happen to you. But the fact of the matter is, the most of it is our own doing. Life is bang. Bang a boomerang. Or saying out.